Good morning, students. So today I am going to start the introduction of chapter quadrilaterals. So first of all, as we know that a quadrilateral is a four-sided figure which is having four angles, four vertices and four sides. Like we have studied about triangles. Triangles have three sides, three angles, three vertices. Similarly, quadrilaterals will have four sides in closed figure, which is simple closed figure, which is bounded by four sides, is called a quadrilateral. Now, let us. There are two types of quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals are of two types: a convex quadrilateral and a concave quadrilateral. So first of all, let us discuss what is a convex quadrilateral. Convex quadrilateral is a quadrilateral in which all angles are less than 180 degree. As you can see clearly in this quadrilateral that two angles are acute and two angles are obtuse, but all the angles are less than 180 degrees. So such type of quadrilateral is called a convex quadrilateral. One more thing to be noted over here, that a quadrilateral will be always named either in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. Like if I am saying that a quadrilateral ABCD, so it will be named like this: vertex A, now we are going anti-clockwise, then this will be vertex B, this will be vertex C, or this will be vertex D. Okay, it cannot be that vertex, if quadrilateral ABCD, the vertex A and vertex B should be the adjacent vertex, and B and C should be adjacent vertices, and C and D should be adjacent vertices. Okay, this you have to keep in mind. You can name it as quadrilateral ABCD or quadrilateral ADCB. Okay. Now the second type of quadrilateral is a concave quadrilateral. A quadrilateral in which all angles are more than 180 degree. A quadrilateral in which one angle is more than 180 degree is called a convex quadrilateral. Like here, this is a quadrilateral. Sorry, this is little wrong. This is more proper. A, B, C, D. Okay, in this you can see that this is the reflex of angle B. The reflex of angle B is more than 180 degree. Okay, here you can see that reflex of angle B is more than 180. Therefore, this is called as a concave quadrilateral. Hope this concept is clear. Now one more thing is there, that is angle sum property of quadrilateral. So angle sum property of quadrilateral states that the sum of all angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 180 degree. Let's do one question on this. First, let us understand, like for example, this is a quadrilateral A, B, C, D. This is a quadrilateral A, B, C, D. If we draw a diagonal AC, then this diagonal AC will be dividing the quadrilateral into two congruent triangle, that is triangle ADC and triangle ABC. These two triangles will be congruent with each other and they will be equal in area. So the sum of the angles of the quadrilateral is 180. As we know that sum of angles of a triangle is 180, this will be 360 degree. So triangle sum of angle of ADC will be 180 degree, plus sum of angles of triangle ABC will also be 180. So ABC plus ADC, that is sum of all the angles of a quadrilateral, is equal to 360 degree. So let us do one question based on this. The angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 3:5:9:13. Find the angles of the quadrilateral. So we will apply the angle sum property here. The ratio of the angles are given. So we can assume let the angles be 3x, because 3:5, 5x is to 9, 9x and 13x. Now by angle sum property of quadrilateral, sum of angle is equal to 360, that is 3x plus of 5x plus of 9x plus of 13x equals to 360 degree. So 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 9 is 17, plus 13 is 30, which implies that 30x equals to 360. That means x equals to 360 upon 30, that is x equals to 12. Then in this case, first angle 3x will be equal to 3 times of 12, that is equal to 36 degree. 5x will be 5 times of 12, that is equal to 60 degree. Then 9x equals to 9 times of 12, that is equal to 108 degree. And the last but not the least, that is 13x equals to 13 into 12, that is equal to 156 degree. So this question can be asked in the form of MCQ also. That same question will be there, only at the last step they will ask what will be the measure of the smallest angle, or what will be the measure of the greatest angle, biggest value. So if it is our smallest angle will be 36 degree and the greatest angle will be 156 degree. Now we will discuss about a special type of a quadrilateral, that is a parallelogram. This is very important quadrilateral. Okay, so what is a parallelogram? Basically, parallelogram, there are many properties of parallelogram. We will study about all those properties one by one. Let me draw it. The most important property of parallelogram is, again we will name it as A, B, C, D. Most important property of parallelogram is that properties of parallelogram, that a parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which both the pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. That means number 1, both pair of opposite sides are parallel. Like for example, if we draw a parallelogram ABCD, so in this we can see that AB and CD will be parallel to each other, one pair, and the other pair, that is AD, will be parallel to BC. So both the pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. Okay, this is the first most important property. Or we can also say from here that if in any quadrilateral both the pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other, then that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Second property is if both the pairs of opposite side will be equal also. That means if we are having a quadrilateral ABCD, then AB will be equal to CD and BC will be equal to AD. Okay, here we can write it as AB will be parallel to CD and BC will be parallel to AD. Here we can say that AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD. Hope it is clear. Now the next point, that is point number 3. Opposite angles of parallelogram will be equal. Both pairs of opposite angles will be equal. Means, for example, if we talk about parallelogram ABCD, then angle A will be equal to angle C, that is the opposite angles, and angle B will be equal to angle D. Means angle A and angle C are the opposite angles, so they will be equal, as well as the angle B and angle D are also the opposite angle, they will also be equal. So both pair of opposite angles will be equal. This is property number 3. Okay. Next, fourth point, that the consecutive angles, both pairs of consecutive angles or all consecutive angles are supplementary. Supplementary means sum of the angles, sum of two, that is sum of two, any two adjacent angles, adjacent like angle B and angle C are adjacent angle, is 180 degree. Like for example, if we take a parallelogram A, B, C, D, then angle A plus of angle D is equal to 180 degree. Similarly, angle A plus angle B will also be 180, angle B plus angle C will also be 180, angle C plus angle D will also be 180 degree. Why? Because as we know that in a parallelogram, the opposite sides are parallel to each other, and if the opposite sides are parallel to each other, let's say AB and CD are the two parallel lines and AD is the transversal which is intersecting the two parallel lines at A and D. Then a transversal intersecting two parallel lines, then the consecutive interior angles or the co-interior angles are supplementary. That is, sum of the angle A and D will be 180 degree. Similar is the case with angle A and angle B, because AD and BC will also be parallel, B and C will be also 180, and C and D will also be 180 degree. Okay. Now, property number 5. Property number 5 is regarding the diagonals of parallelogram. So, diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. Diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other, which means that if we are having a parallelogram A, B, C, D, and we draw a diagonal. Okay, like we have drawn a diagonal AC. Diagonal is what? What is a diagonal? Diagonal is the line joining the opposite vertex in a polygon. So AC will be one diagonal and BD will be the second diagonal. So, and the point of intersection is say O. Then the diagonals are bisecting each other, means OB will be equal to OD. Diagonal AC is dividing diagonal BD into two equal halves. That is, diagonal AC is bisecting the diagonal BD. That means BO will be equal to DO. And similar is the case with diagonal AC. Diagonal AC will be bisected by diagonal BD. That is, AO will be equal to CO. BD will divide diagonal AC into two equal halves. That is, AO will be equal to CO. Okay, this is property number 5. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Okay. Next, one more property is there, that is the diagonals of a parallelogram divide it means quadrilateral into two congruent triangles. Okay, that means if we are having a parallelogram A, B, C, D and we are drawing a diagonal AC, okay, then in that case triangle ABC will be congruent with triangle CDA. They will be congruent with each other, and if they will be congruent, then what does it means? It means that the area will be equal. That is, area of triangle ABC will be equal to area of the triangle CDA. Okay, this triangle and this triangle will have equal area, and the two triangles will be congruent with each other. Okay, hope you have understood all the properties of the parallelogram.